succeed.
My computer career actually helped me set up my resume. So with that help, I was able to land a job within the first 4 months of attending school at My Computer Career.
A few weeks before graduation, though, I landed my first job as a Tier 1 technician with a large insurance company. And 6 months later, I was actually working as a Tier 2 technician with a significant pay raise. And kind of like my first job, they were also very impressed that I had so many certifications.
You have to look at what you want in life and where you're at. For me, My Computer Career was an easy choice because they offered me the better lifestyle that I really wanted, and it was the only place that would really give me that upper hand in life.
The folks at My Computer Career are very caring. They really care about our success in the IT industry, not just with certifications, but also with finding a career and really being happy with that choice.
Hello, IT enthusiasts. Welcome to another episode of My Computer Career's Get Into IT Live, where we do just that, get into all things IT. And this week, we are getting into all things IT for My Computer Career's brand new studio, where we're going to be presenting this moving forward. So very excited to be here, and certainly very excited to do this with our esteemed guest, our very first guest, who I will properly introduce in just a minute. But just want to say, what a perfect way to kick off our broadcast year. By sitting down with Amy, who I'm going to introduce in just one moment, to discuss the highlights from 2025, because there were quite a few. And this is always one of our favorite conversations because it gives us a chance to highlight student and grad success and all the support that from My Computer Career and our team that goes into helping those students reach some lofty goals. So without further ado, let me officially say hello to My Computer Career CEO, Amy Onuska.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Going great. Thank you.
So nice to have you here. Amy, by the way, is running from meeting to meeting, was in a 2-hour meeting this morning, finished, jumped over here. So working hard already. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is beautiful.
I know. And it's kind of hard to get used to.
Yeah.
Because it's not my living room where I typically sit and I have to make everything try and look great.
Right.
And I'm on my laptop, which you can hear runs all the time.
Yes.
It's a little different.
Yes.
It's nice. Okay, little housekeeping before we jump into the conversation. As always, Patricia is in the comments. So if there's anything that you would like to ask, any questions you have, any comments, we will do our best to share those with Amy, and we'll do our best to answer those. But these conversations, as you know, always go so much better when we have a conversation, when we have folks jumping in. So Grant, very good to see you. Good morning to you as well. Glad you're there. Grant Gibson says hi.
Hello,
Just
Grant.
So you know. All right. So folks, why don't we jump right in?
Sure.
Okay. Again, 2025, big year. And
Yeah.
it was a big year for a lot of reasons, but it was a big year because of students. So let's take a look at that big picture.
Okay.
4,308 graduates in 2025. That's up from 3,994 last year in 2024. Students earned 6,740 certifications. What goes through your mind when you hear those big numbers?
I just think about the impact. If you were a fly on the wall at My Computer Career day in, day out, you would immediately learn that we live and breathe our mission. It's not a poster on the wall that we reference every once in a while. And that mission is all about changing lives, helping people get into or advance their IT careers.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about the numbers, what I think about is the impact that we're having in individual lives. And I said individual lives, but that is an understatement.
Right.
It's about the impact that we are able to have in helping the student, which then helps their family, which helps their community. And so the numbers to me are, how have we been able to impact the lives of others in this service that we provide? And how can we continue to be of more service to more people, be of better service always? Certainly the certs and earning the certifications, putting a number to that, because that's not a number I hear very often,
Right.
is super exciting. There are a lot of folks out there. Back when I was in admissions, as an admissions advisor, I'd have people say, well, I can just go online and get these certifications myself. And I'd say, I hear you.
Right.
What's been stopping you?
Right.
And frankly, what's been stopping them is it's hard. And you need a lot of commitment and a lot of investment, a lot of study. And so not only do we provide the student with the education that they need to help them be prepared to pass a certification, but we also hold them accountable. Are they spending enough time? Are they
Right.
doing the right things? And I know for me, my January fitness goals
Right.
are already in question.
Right. Yep.
And so it's the same rules apply, is, having the workout buddy helps you make sure that you're going to stay on track for whatever your January fitness goals were, for
Right.
example. And so we deeply connect with our students to provide kind of an overwhelming amount of support that keeps them going, which helps them achieve certifications, which helps them completely change their life.
Right.
All these amazing things.
And 4,300 graduates later, it seems to be working. And that's
Yes.
what we want to see. Right. By the way, you just touched on something. And I know
Mhm.
we're talking about students, we're talking about last year, but I don't think many people realize, what roles have you held with the company? You didn't start as a CEO.
Oh my gosh, no.
I mean, you've been with us, the organization, for
Yeah.
school for a very long time.
Technically, I started in the contact center.
You started the contact center, correct?
No.
Okay.
Technically, our CMO, Bruce,
Yeah, I know that
started
guy.
the contact
Okay.
center.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm looking over through the
I know,
window
right
where I
over-
can see
yeah,
Bruce.
Bruce is sitting in the studio. Yes. Right.
But one of the very first, and that was really, I came to my computer career to be an admissions advisor and help folks understand who we are, what we do, and how we can support them in changing their lives. And so walked in the door here on day one, and it was like, our owner and founder back then was an admissions advisor. And I jumped into a very small room with Bruce and my husband. And that was literally the first location of our contact center.
Yeah.
Where we did the reach out to say, hey, you've expressed interest, so let's get you scheduled with admissions, and let's help you learn and understand who we are and what we do through that appointment. So that was actually my first job at MyComputerCareer.
Yep.
Which gave me the confidence that I could actually be an admissions advisor and do well. I went into admissions. I was in admissions for about 2 years. And Tony came and said, we need somebody else to support career services. And I will tell you, in maybe the first of many, many, many times, I told Tony, you're crazy.
Okay.
But he has always had a knack for seeing the potential in people. And he has great faith that the people around him will always do as much as they possibly can to be successful. And so he gave me those opportunities that if I was willing, I had an opportunity. And so career services, and then I was kind of running both admissions and career services. Probably the most insane thing that Tony did was, once career services and admissions were kind of at a good flow, and I can remember the day like it was yesterday, because I was driving my car and I was on an off ramp in Indianapolis on my way to the campus.
Yeah. Okay.
And Tony called and said, I've been thinking about it, and I want you to run education.
Wow.
I am perfectly and open to the fact that you are looking right now at a community college dropout. And so if I ever thought Tony had lost his mind,
Right.
but he saw the skills that I had put into these other departments, and he just needed a better, stronger framework in education that I was able to. I immediately pulled some amazing, very skilled educators right next to me.
Of course.
And we accomplished really great things for the education program that we offer. At the end of the day, and I could go on, and I won't, there's just not a department that across both student facing and internal that I haven't had the opportunity to serve in all the years that I've been around here.
Right.
And so that's been such a mountain. It has never, ever been easy. And that's for me, but that's a little bit of the culture at My Computer Career.
Right.
You want to accomplish great things for our students.
Right.
And therefore, if you ever sit back and rest on your laurels and say we're doing good enough, then that means we're doing good enough for our students. And frankly,
That's not good enough.
we will never be good enough for our
Right.
students. We are always trying to do better.
Well, I think it's an important point to call out because, it's not your first day. You
No.
understand My Computer Career. You've been
Yes.
with us essentially since the beginning. And so Amy understands this school, and certainly we're going to continue to do great things. So thanks for sharing a little bit about that.
My pleasure.
All right. You talked about Tony. You know him pretty well.
Know him pretty well.
Amy, you took over as CEO from Tony last year. It was
Yeah.
pretty momentous. You were the first CEO other than the founder in MyCC's history. That's a very, very big deal. That's not only a big deal, it's significant in a lot of ways. We talked, you and I did, several months ago on this platform,
Right.
but now that you kind of look back on it and you had a few months kind of in your rear view,
Right.
what's that transition look like for you?
From a personal perspective,
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I love the team that I serve. And it's certainly a whole team of employees that I serve, every single person. But most directly, I have the unique pleasure of working with this unbelievably committed and talented senior leadership team. And I get to work with all of them all the time. I spent 2 hours this morning in my senior leadership meeting.
Right.
And when I talk to them and kind of this 2025, what did we experience? What did we learn type of conversation? The first thing I learned is I love what I'm doing.
Love it.
You don't know until you're in the seat.
Right.
Whatever that seat is. And it's a blast. It's there's never going to be a time that it's not challenging and stressful. That's my vibe. I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
Yeah. A little bit of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Little bit all
Yeah.
the time.
Yep.
But working with this group and just continually, and if I say the word excellence 27 times in this podcast, please call me out. But we are talking about excellence all the time. And so it's such a focus that we are never satisfied. We're going to continue to push, and to work with this team of leaders that is so committed to excellence is just fantastic.
So if you had to, at this point, what's it been, 6, 7, 8 months? 8 months later, one word to describe the transition, describe your feelings about your role.
One word.
On the spot, I know.
One word. Grateful.
Love it. Fantastic. Okay. All right. By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't come back to the comments and let you know we're seeing everything. Austin, seeing your comments, Grant, William, everybody that's there. Obviously, thank you so much. We're seeing those. Keep commenting. Obviously, if you have questions, let us know. We'll get to those. But thank you for participating. I'm seeing a lot of folks out there, and I'm seeing a lot of energy. So that's great. Obviously, Patricia, anything you see that you want to share, let me know. Let's talk more about student success. Let's talk more about kind of careers. Our career services team helps students and grads submit nearly 11,000 resumes. That's a lot of resumes.
That's a lot of resumes.
Massive effort. Can you just maybe talk about why the career services team is so important for students?
Career services is actually what we're here to do. Education team, I love you. But an education alone is not enough to have the life change that we expect and the impact that we expect to have on our students. And so you need the education. You need to give it all you've got to get those certifications so that you can jump in with both feet into the career services who are chomping at the bit to really help you affect the change that you came here to make.
Right.
And so to me, that's where the dreams come true. For a lot of folks, that is their very first job in IT ever. And I can tell you that is really scary for people. I mean, I look back and I have Tony on the phone saying, come and do admissions for me out here. I was running restaurants. I'd been running restaurants for years.
Yeah.
Changing careers was terrifying. And I didn't know if it was the right thing to do. I had so many worries, so many things that would have prevented me from making the move that I prayed a lot about the decision.
Sure.
But fear has a way of preventing people from really achieving what they have set out to achieve, what they can achieve. And so not only is career services out there, connecting with employers and sending out resumes and helping the student prepare for the interview process and all of those great things, they are also just wrapping their arms around folks with love, because they have to help those students overcome the fear. Okay, I've done all of this work. Now I need to take the next step.
Yeah.
And so thank goodness, career services, they are a team filled with love. And so in order to make the dream come true for the folks, sometimes we all have to get out of our own way. And that is really what their jobs are all about and what we make happen in career services.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because that team, I called out the resumes just because it's such a big number.
Oh,
it's so fun to say, but they do so much more. And as you mentioned, and that doesn't start when you end the program. They don't start working with you. They start work. We have so many students that actually get positions while they're still in the program.
That's right.
Because they hit it so hard.
That's exactly right.
Once they graduate, what happens afterwards? We're with them for life.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long as you need us, we're here.
Yeah.
Long as you need them, we're here. So for sure, I mean, career services, you start working with career services. I think it's on week 2 of your MyComputerCareer journey.
Week 2.
There is no pause.
Week 2. Yeah.
You are learning about IT and learning how to get an IT job at the exact same time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fantastic. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the Cyber Warrior program.
Okay.
Cyber Warrior program's seen a lot of success, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But obviously, it comes back to students. We've expanded the program offerings. There's been exceptional completion and job placement rate. So folks in the program are thriving. Why do you think it resonates so strongly with service members and veterans specifically? As you mentioned, anybody can get into the program, which is fantastic. We get that question a lot, and I'm glad you said it.
Yep.
But it was created with, when we created with service members in mind.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're thriving in that program?
I think you started to already answer the question. It was created with the veteran in mind. And I've spoken to this before, that, this little tiny campus, little one classroom was what we called a campus.
Right.
Yeah. On Nellis Air Force Base. And in fact, Grant, who said hi earlier,
Shout out, Grant.
Shout out to Grant. Right. Because in a partnership with Grant, really, we just figured out he was, he's a veteran. He is a teacher, has always been a teacher. He was a teacher in the service. He understood in and out what these folks needed. And so he helped to build something that was so specific to their specific needs.
Right.
How do we take the strengths that they come to the table with simply by being a part of our military, and then quickly get them whatever the specific credentials are that they need to actually get that civilian job?
Right.
Because they are told a lot in the military that when they get out, that there are tons of companies that want to hire them. And that is absolutely true. But it does not mean that they will hire you without the skills and credentials that they need for you to effectively do the job. And so put that into 12 weeks. You want to do this, whatever you've been doing in the past. 12 weeks later, have the skills and the credentials to continue to serve in a different way, keeping hackers at bay, being a real part of cybersecurity on all different kinds of levels. And so it was created with them in mind. It was working so effectively that we opened it up to be able to take it online so that anyone, anywhere, active duty, part of SkillBridge, veteran, having been out for 5 years, 10 years, and feel like you still haven't found your way, 12 weeks later.
Come talk to us.
12 weeks later, we can help you get you there.
And it's a live-led program. It's DoD approved.
Yeah.
And, we've been lucky enough to have a lot of folks like Rick Yager on this program, CWP graduates, and they talk about what they like the structure. They like the fact that it's mostly taught by veterans. Mm-hmm. They can all speak the same language, and they appreciate that.
Yes.
And it helps them kind of make connections with fellow students and move through the program. Yeah. That's what we hear so often. And it's good to reaffirm that, things are working.
Even before we had CWP, I'd be on a campus. And we've had veterans in our classroom since day one. But the veterans always found each other. They always, I'd have instructors saying, oh yeah, they've created their own study group. And they always found each other. And so I think another part of this is that there's so many veterans in CWP that are in it, that are teaching it, that are supporting it.
Yeah.
That it can still feel like home.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's pretty cool.
I think we had Scott Rowlett, who was another grad that was talking about how they can very kind of nicely make fun of each other, and they all understand it because that's kind of the military.
Did he say it was nice? Were those his words, or were those are yours?
I'm softening that just a little bit for this. Yes, he certainly did not. We moved away quickly on that part. Yeah. Shout out, Scott. Thank you so much, by the way, for joining us. All right. Talking a little bit about recognitions that My Computer Career had. We had some
Mhm.
great things happening. It's great to see. I don't think we need to dive all the way into it. We're military friendly again, which is phenomenal. Obviously, we're
Yes.
talking about the supports we have there. EC Council Circle of Excellence Award for the fourth straight year.
Right.
Those things are great, obviously, but I'm guessing that you appreciate those because they actually show they're
Yeah.
actually the reward for this, for what we're presenting,
That's right.
the
They
support we're giving our
acknowledge.
students.
It's like it's always great.
Yeah.
If my husband comes up to me and says, "Wow, you really knocked that out. That dinner," like if I happen to cook, he does most of the cooking,
Right.
but
Yeah.
if I happen to cook dinner and he says, "Wow, that was amazing. Thank you." How much do we love to hear from somebody else that we did a good job?
Right.
Because most people, I think, are probably like me and constantly critical of ourselves, looking at the problems and trying to fix the problems and do everything better. But man, does it feel good to have somebody from the outside looking in say, "Job well done, folks."
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
And you're doing something right for
Yeah.
several years in a row.
And that's right. And so our students need to know that, from the prospective students need to know that from the outside looking in, these folks are saying they've got something right going on over here.
Right.
So that's amazing.
I love it. Thank you for that. One of the conversations that we have pretty often here as well, and we've discussed this, and we discussed in our last chat, skills versus degree. You talk about the fact that you're a community college dropout. I didn't finish my 4-year career, or my 4 years at college. But there's a path for everyone. We're not disparaging traditional higher education. There is tremendous value in traditional higher ed. But we are advocating loudly for alternative pathways for 70 million people who don't have degrees.
That's right.
So why does this conversation continue to be so loud in 2026, especially? Why is it important to have those alternative pathways?
Yeah. There's so many reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of scrolling through all of them in my head. The first one that I think about is time. How much time do you have to change your life? When my husband was in the Navy, and when we got out, if we were to do it over again, he would have gone to college. But we didn't have the time. We were starting to raise a family, and there wasn't the money or the time to accomplish those things.
Right.
And so it is really a spectacular challenge to look at, where am I right now? Where do I need to be? And do I have 4, 5, 6 years to accomplish that? And so I think that's one of the, and that's a standing situation. How much time do you have to actually start seeing the return on your education investment?
Right.
And so you come to a place like this and say, I can do 12, 19, 30 weeks and get a return on that investment very, very quickly.
Right.
And so that's critical. I think that it's widely broadcast that college just keeps getting more expensive.
It does.
And that maybe worse than being expensive, it's going to get that degree and then finding out it doesn't serve you when you need to support yourself and your family.
Right.
I love all that my children, I've had 2 of my children get bachelor's degree of my 4, and I've loved all the takeaways they've had from that. But if that didn't serve them in were
They're
in
next.
in their career,
Yeah.
then it puts a big question mark over why did we go through that.
Right.
And so I would say that I would mention that my computer career has an associate's degree.
Yes. Yeah.
But how do we approach associate's degree? It's insane how we approach associate's
It's a
degree.
little different. Yeah.
I may literally have been jumping up and down with excitement when we created our associate's degree a million years ago. So we're not saying, hey, if you want a degree, get one. You can just approach it differently if you want to. And you don't have to have it to be wildly successful in IT. But if that is your goal, I get it. And so you can come to My Computer Career and simply completely focus on skills and credentials that will help you get your career in IT and progress in your IT career. And then at the very end, complete 5 gen ed classes.
Right. Yeah.
And have an associate's degree. That's the kind of associate's degree that I want.
Yes.
Give me the skills exactly that I need to get out there and do the job. Round me out with some classes that help me to be a more effective communicator, maybe brush up on my writing skills, whatever those little needs are.
Right.
And get me out into the world as as somebody that has a degree.
It makes so much sense, and it's so different.
So different.
It's so different.
Yes.
And you're talking about getting those folks who get a degree and then maybe it doesn't work for them. They got a degree, they spent all this time and money, and then they can't find their careers. And
Right.
It makes me think of Mike Ramo. Mike Ramo is one of our graduates who actually reached out to us and said, I want to talk about my computer career. I want to
Right.
talk about my story. He was a film degree. He got his film degree.
Right.
He couldn't find a gig, couldn't find something rewarding.
Right.
And he was looking for a path. He was struggling a bit. Someone mentioned, maybe, look at IT training, maybe look at My Computer Career. And he looked into it and it clicked because people learn differently. Not everybody falls into that higher ed bucket, that traditional bucket.
Oh, for sure.
And it worked for him. And now he's got a great big position in IT at a bank here in North Carolina. And those are the kind of stories. Those are the kind of folks that I think thrive at My Computer Career.
That's
who don't
right.
fall into that bucket.
That's right. We talk a lot about meeting the student where they are.
Yeah.
And so saying, hey, come to school for 19 weeks and we want to help you change your life.
Yeah.
Because you can leave it right there and march into a wonderful career. But if that doesn't satisfy you, we have more to offer.
Right.
And so carving a path for the students that walk in the door and enabling them to decide for themselves what their final destination is, but absolutely nailing down credentialing and skills as the most important thing on the path.
Really important. So well said.
Yeah.
We're an IT school. So we
Sure.
need to be on top of digital transformation. We need to be on top of the tech industry, right? You launched a digital transformation initiative when you stepped into the CEO role. What does that actually mean for My Computer Career's operations? Why was it so important for you?
Right.
And what kind of impact? I know it's early, but what kind of impact has it had so far? Or have you seen an impact so far?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The first thing I think about when I think about a digital transformation is our employees. I mentioned, like, I'm always talking about our mission and how we just finished a culture survey. And we asked our employees, if they understood our mission and values. Oh, yeah. They understand our mission and values.
Right.
We also asked them, do you understand how your role is directly connected to the mission and values to the mission of the company? And overwhelmingly, the answer was yes. but they love our students.
Yeah.
They love this place because they love our students. And frankly, we need to show them how much we love and appreciate them by making their jobs easier.
Mm.
And I know that that's strange to say, you know, love is a value at My Computer Career. There's only 4, and love is one of them. And
Right.
it's something we could talk about all the time. But isn't it strange to say that one way to show love to your team is a digital transformation? But absolutely, that is the first thing I think about. I get emails from students, and they'll say, oh my gosh, my instructors are so incredible. And then they'll give me an example of how incredible our instructors are.
Right.
And some of those will include, I was in the middle of a personal crisis and my instructor was there for me. Some of them will be, I just could not wrap my mind around this nagging IT topic. And he answered the phone, at 2 minutes to midnight.
Right.
And like, oh my God, I love them for that. But I want it to be easier to be so good to our students.
Right. Right.
And so, and then the other side of that is constantly meeting the students where they are. And is there an alternative available to somebody that has that nagging question in the middle of the night? Our students have wildly different lives.
Right.
When they want to study. We have insane, like every student at My Computer Career gets unlimited tutoring. You just log in and there's live people there to support you and tutor you. I don't even know what the hours are. It's something like 9 a.m. to 10 at night or something. It's
right.
insane.
Yeah.
But that's not exactly what every single person needs. So how can we continue to help them around the clock?
Right.
And so all of these things are about digital transformation. What can we do to make the employees' work life better so that they can invest even more of their heartfelt skills into helping transform the lives of people? And how can we help the student, wherever they are, undergo this amazing transformation? And technology is there. We've been using it. I'm not saying we haven't been in a digital transformation process for years.
Of course. Right.
But we have stepped up the game.
Right.
Financially, in our time, in our commitment. And so we've accomplished great things so far this year.
Yeah.
But next year is just next level. So our employees are going to feel it, our students are going to feel it, and it's going to be fantastic.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Speaking of
Mhm.
tech, I'm having a little tech glitch here. All right. Just speaking of impact,
Yeah.
and one to share, by the way, share about the marketing team. We looked at the number of hours that the full team saved by implementing AI.
Yeah.
And helping us with creative and helping us outline and helping us with meeting notes, all the things that we all know.
Yes.
We saved 367 days of time.
That sounds
367
impossible.
days.
Yeah.
Exactly right. I mean, think about, anyway, that's a lot of output.
Oh yeah.
So if that's happening across the organization, and it is,
Yep.
I've heard bigger numbers. I've heard bigger numbers shared in our meetings.
Yep.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Which, allows us to better support students.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. We have, for those who don't know, and hopefully you do, we have a short course program for folks working out in IT. That we rebranded from Upskill Academy to Tech Skills in 2025. Can you walk us through that decision and what was the thinking behind the rebrand?
Yeah. When we think about that, I'd say first and foremost, we brought a leader in that really understands. We are the programmatic. Come and sit with us for a handful of weeks,
Right.
and change your life. And so we brought a new leader in this year that really understands small bite education. Come in, just grab exactly what you need. And the name, it was Upskill Academy. And upskill is a really common word.
Right.
In fact, you'd be hard pressed to find an educator these days that is not using the phrase upskill, because people need to upskill. Wherever they are, we know that people need to regularly upskill. So, the name was too common and it didn't really fit who we are. We are tech, and we are skills trainers at our core. And so it was important that that brand name reflect the core business that we're doing. And for folks to read the name of that business and go, I understand what they're doing over there. So I guess that was really the motivator of the branding change, is that it more specifically explains who we are and what we're doing.
Helps us stand out in a crowded market, and we should stand out in a crowded market because of all of the good things that are happening on that end.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Obviously, you're seeing a lot of growth. You're helping drive a lot of growth. We've talked about it pretty frequently, but that side of the house seems to be thriving, and I'm guessing will continue to. And that's not just for individuals, right? I mean, that's for businesses.
A big business to business arm in saying to HR teams and saying to tech leaders, what is it that you need? What does your team need? And a lot of custom curriculum,
Right.
specific to the tech stack, specific to the needs of the core business. And it's been incredible. In fact, forgive me, because I'm not gonna have these numbers exactly crisp,
Right.
but we went from in 1 year, we went from about a dozen core opportunities and education pathways to almost 300. And on top of that, we are regularly now saying, what custom training does your team need? And if it's not already in that catalog, this extensive catalog of training opportunities, we'll build you what you need. And so it's a new way of serving the same mission, and that's fantastic. These years of learning how people learn tech most effectively, and pour all of that and all of our drive towards excellence and results and remarkable outcomes.
Yeah.
Take all of that and just pour it into students that are just sitting somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I think it's amazing because we have programs now for essentially every learner.
Yeah, that's
you
so
want to
true.
get into IT, we have an entry-level program. You want to advance your skills, we obviously have CSS, CSE.
Yep.
You mentioned the associate degree, and now you can go out as a working adult and upskill.
That's right.
And obviously businesses can do the same thing. So
That's exactly right.
it's exciting to see the evolution that's come recently, but it's been in the works for a long time.
It has.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So Amy, you mentioned 2026. You mentioned this year, and there's a lot going on. What's in the hopper? What are you excited about this year?
Let me narrow down.
It's a big question, I know.
Yeah. We are putting more and more AI and cloud into every classroom. And it's already there. It's there right now. And students are now getting jobs specifically related to the AI skills that they're learning in our classrooms. And we're leveling up. every day on what that looks like. I'm crazy excited about those changes. I have a lot of ideas that I can't talk about
Right.
yet.
I was just going to say,
but I have just a few weeks before I'm getting together with our senior leadership team to what we've been talking about is ecosystem. And forgive me, this might not be the most exciting thing to hear about, but we've been talking a lot about ecosystem.
What's that mean? Sorry.
How does tech skills as its own unique part of my computer career, how does it work with the My Computer Career team? And for that matter, we have a sister company, a recruiting company like Cyber Warrior.
Great point. Yep.
How do all these amazing companies that are all doing great things individually, how do they work together to provide the best possible opportunity for students, no matter where they enter this ecosystem of training, of skills training, of credentialing, of progressing, entering into and moving up the ladder in your IT career.
Yeah.
All of us together can be doing even more than what we're doing right now. And so that's probably more than I've even said about it to anybody else at this point.
Yeah.
But I am tremendously excited for the impact that these types of plans are going to have on our students.
Grant wants you to spill the tea, by the way.
Yeah, I bet he does.
I'm sorry, interrupted the best part, impacting our students.
Yeah. That again, where are you on your journey? And then taking that to heights you could not have imagined. That's really where I want to be. No matter where you start, we are going to take this to new and more incredible heights than ever before in what we're able to do for our students.
I love it. I mean, think about all the supports. Think about the enhanced support from all of those folks, and it's all about students. I'm interested in hearing more too. I'm with you, Grant. We'll get the tea at some point,
Grant,
when it makes sense. All right. Going to get you out of here with this. And I actually kind of hate to leave because it's so much fun sitting in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to get comfortable with this in my face. It's kind of difficult. What is your hope, Amy, for My Computer Career students and graduates in the year ahead? And I know, again, that's kind of a big question, but what are you hoping for?
Boy, there's so many things there. I think about the student, the person that isn't a student yet. And all the time, we hear from our students, oh my gosh, I've been hearing your commercials for years.
Right. Shout out radio ads, Bruce.
Yeah. And there's every reason in the world to not change your life. If we try, we can all come up with reasons.
Right.
Tons of really good reasons.
Right. Yep.
To not take the leap and change your life. And I am not saying that this in a My Computer Career way. I mean it just in general. Like, if you know that you need to make a change, please make 2026 the year that you take the leap in spite of all the challenges that you know you might face. Make 2026 the year that by the time you get to 2027, you can feel really proud of the risks that you've taken, of the challenges that you've overcome, and of the changes that you've been able to make in your life. And that's what I want most. I want to support our students better than we've ever supported them in the history of my computer career.
Yeah.
I want them to see it and feel it more than ever before. You can ask me that question next year and I'll say the same thing.
I will, by the way. Thank you.
In that we are going to be better for our students than ever before in 2026. I have absolutely no doubt. And that's not just, that's in technical, how we help them from a digital transformation perspective, giving them opportunities to learn more effectively inside and outside of the classroom,
Right.
providing them the support that they need on a 24/7 basis, not just when it works for us. There's just so many things that we are going to accomplish this year that it's going to make it so much better. I can't wait.
I love it. I love it so much. And we have so many folks, by the way, so cool, exciting. Here we come 2026.
Yeah.
A little shout out to Grant, it looks like, as well. We couldn't have done it without you. Thanks. Our class will always be, sorry, glasses, bonded, brothers and sisters in arms once again. Hoo-ha. Fantastic. All the great comments that we're kind of seeing here.
I got an email about Grant.
Oh, yeah?
From one of his students, and I'm certainly going to cry, so I wasn't even going to say it.
Okay.
But our veterans go through some really tough stuff.
Sure.
And I got an email saying, man, Grant Gibson and his team have done things to help me save my life. And so I never want to overstate the importance and the impact. I'm always very careful, or I try to be really careful about what it is we do here, because it's enough just to say we changed people's lives and help them start a new career. But, every single student at my computer career gets free counseling services. That love in the classroom is reflected in not just trying to provide you with the best possible skilling and education, but literally showing love in a way that we really care for people, and that people go, even in a short time, even in 20 weeks, even in 12 weeks.
Right.
Some people end up going through some of the hardest challenges of their lives, coincidentally, in that same time. And how proud I am of people like Grant that will just go to every possible end to make sure that that we are serving them on levels well beyond what's in the curriculum. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
So massive shout out to Grant. He is not alone in the shout outs that I hear in that way. And specifically in the struggle of being a veteran, what that looks like these days, and how being on a journey that helps you find your purpose and your mission, helps you re-engage with the community, which is exactly what you just said. There's so many levels that this helps people outside of just what they learn in the classroom and the job that they get. And so that has to be the thing that just awes me.
I have nothing to add to that. I think that's our perfect stopping point. And just to share a little feedback, we have Reggie that says, thank you all for this program. Thank you all for this program, what it's done in my life. And then Grant says now he's going to cry. Yeah. So there you go. For sure. That going back and forth. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I've been looking forward to this for the last couple of weeks. And we put a lot into the studio, and we put a lot into getting ready to chat with Amy. And I think it's so important to share a little bit of your insight and to share how you're feeling about, My Computer Career and giving us the pulse of what's happening with
Right.
students and with employees. And it means a lot. It means a lot. So thank you for your time. I know you're running to your next meeting as soon as this thing ends, right?
Of course. My pleasure. It's been great.
I really appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much. We'll be here same time, same place next week. And until then, have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you then. Bye, everyone.